The producers asked Chris what is his take on the upset between Irena and Winter.
Chris says, I'm not going for this foolishness.
No mass, no comment.
I'm not in this.
Don't want to be in it.
Ain't none of my damn business.
Amen.
Welcome to Cliff Alert. Today we're going to be talking about Home Network's reality-based TV series, Love and Marriage DC Season 1, Episode number 8.
And today we will be focusing on Chris Samuels up and breaking it down. But before we do that, please like, share, and subscribe, and send us your comments.
CIAA. I remember that tournament.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. My father used to take us to that tournament. He was
Did
an
he?
HBCU graduate when it was down in Norfolk, Virginia at the Scope. It was
At the who?
fun. The Scope. The Scope is an arena in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah.
We used to go down there as kids. It was fun.
So it's been going on for a while.
Absolutely. Fun time.
Okay. Well, evidently Jamie had a gig up there in Baltimore, and he invited all the couples out. So we saw Jamie, Irena, and the family. The Samuels rolled through, as well as Quick
And Ashley.
and Ashley.
Yeah.
The producer cut to Chris and asked him in his confessional what he thought about the situation between Irena and
Winter. Chris said, I'm just working on my damn self." Love the answer from Chris.
No.
That was smooth, man. I love the way that just rolled off his tongue. He's like, I'm just working on myself.
No, why doesn't Winter use that when she has a conversation? I'm just gonna work on myself.
Yes. She needs to take a page out of Chris's book on that one in terms of a response.
You
boy.
could take that to the bank.
Chris,
What do you want to say? I'm just working on myself.
Chris sidestepped that so smooth, man. Go ahead, man.
Chris and Monique at the Kia's dance studio.
Yeah.
The Kia from Ready to Love
DC.
from last season.
Yeah.
And they have a coach who is going to guide them through this sensual exercise thing with them touching each other and simulating some positions.
Yeah, some
and
one-on-one time without the kids, where they can bond and connect. I think it was a good move on their part.
I was surprised because this is the first time we have seen Chris and Monique in a space where they were enjoying each other's company. They were laughing and smiling. They were really lovey-dovey with each other. Yeah. I just thought it was
couples time there by
it
themselves.
was good to see because sometimes all you see her doing is complaining about him.
Yeah, and that's
one
of the things
he addressed too.
Exactly, because sometimes I think he feels like she talks about him to the other ladies and all that a little bit too much. Right,
she is sharing too much personal information about their marriage with people outside of their home. And if you go to any kind of couples therapy, the counselor is going to tell you that whatever happens in your house, keep it within your house.
Yeah.
And you get the permission from the partner to share anything if you're going to share something with them. But you have to be mindful that you can't just go out there and talk about what's going on in your marriage, because people can take it another way. Then you'll have a problem that Irena is having and Ashley is having. Both of them mentioned issues in their marriage to Winter who they did not know, and now she put her spin on it, and it came back to them in a way that they did not like. So now we have an upset between Winter and both Irena and Ashley.
Yeah.
And it's not going to die down anytime soon.
Yeah, and I think, and this is just me, but I think Chris kind of felt like that kind of conversation was happening in a negative way too much.
Yes.
And that he felt like, well, is there anything positive that you say about me to Monique? And she's like, yeah, there is.
We are in episode 8, correct?
Correct.
We have not heard Monique say anything positive about Chris.
Well, I don't recall hearing anything positive either, but at the same time, I would have to think that she does. You know, I would have to think that she does, but we just don't hear it as much as maybe
Well, they
he would
certainly
like.
have been showing her dragging him for
Exactly.
8 episodes. And this is the first time Chris has spoken up and said, stop dragging me. Stop taking information that's going on in our home to outside people. I don't like it.
Yeah, he needs to cut back on that, way back on that.
And
from
he
his standpoint.
was firm. He spoke up because she tries to, in some way, she speaks to him like she has no respect for him.
Well, I think it could be considered a little condescending.
You don't see her kissing him, getting close, touching him.
Right.
How was your day? You know, like playing with his ear or what have you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why you playing with my ear? No, I'm just kidding.
You don't see her doing that at all. All we see is her dragging him
Yeah.
and diminishing who he is.
No, I think she took ownership of that, and she did apologize to him.
She apologized, but we shall see
If that continues, right?
if that continues.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that is something to be, determined.
No one wants to hear about a wife dragging a husband continuously. After a while, you just tune out. You know, like they're going to be thinking, why don't you get professional help? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, oh God, here she comes.
Right.
Let me pretend I'm on the phone like, what's his name last week? That senator from Wisconsin.
Snap.
I'm on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
I would try something like that. No, girl, I'm on the phone, right? That is so messed up.
It is, for sure.
But it will be good to see her uplifting a man. It'll be good to see her playing with him, being playful like they were at that center. It'll be good to see them coming together. They showed us that they actually have some level of feelings.
Yeah, of course.
For each other.
Of course. I want to see them do well. I do. I
Right.
really do. And they got a lot going on.
Right.
In all
They
fairness.
do.
They got a lot.
Then we see Chris meeting with the men.
Chopping it up with the fellas.
Bar 1 in D.C.,
Yeah.
which was owned by Peter.
Yes.
You know, Peter from
Atlanta. Real
Housewives of
yeah.
Atlanta, who was married to Cynthia Bailey. So it was good to see Peter. He got older. He had
a great chin
he
strap.
got a great chin strap.
Looking smooth, man. I ain't mad at the brother.
And it looks like a nice spot.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he had a thing in D.C.
Yeah. And he's got 3 other locations in 3 other different cities. Yeah,
But
it seems like he's doing well.
Peter rolled through. Chris said that since Monique is exploring her stuff, he wants to start getting out more with the
fellas,
men and hanging out and doing what he does. And Chris expressed a desire to start coaching, which is fantastic. He wants
to do some things that are of interest to him.
Do the stuff that brings him joy.
Absolutely. So chopping it up with the fellas, the coaching thing is more, a step in that direction.
Right.
Yeah. It's a good step, I think.
So he met with Quick, Jamie, and he
surprise guest
Kevin, because Chris had a relationship with Kevin prior to Winter coming into the group. Kevin came through dressed in a business suit, and Kevin had some receipts.
The documents. Receipts.
Which is so staged. How is he showing up with all this paperwork?
And sharing it with cats that he ain't never met before?
Never met. First time meeting.
In a bar?
In a bar. So one of the things I thought was interesting about Kevin is Quick started talking about Winter.
You're like, hold up, man. Hold up.
And
Still got some hardware on my finger.
And Kevin said,
hold up.
I still got
some
ring
hardware.
on.
Yeah.
So just be careful what you say about my wife. Then Kevin pulls out a book that he said Winter wrote about their relationship. Then he said about the business deal, with Chris's urging, maybe some of the partners involved in the business
in their business dealings, yeah,
was maybe not on the up and up. That triggered a lawsuit or 2 or 3 or 4. He didn't address the matter about the scamming people, but we gotta dive deeper. Rick said it was good to actually see the infamous Kevin and to hear him talk about what's going on, to bring both Jamie and Quick up to date with, hey, what Winter may be saying or telling people may not be altogether accurate. And that's the thing about a couple. Both people have different stories.
Yeah, it's just me, but I would never have done that. Never
have done
what Kevin did.
This is when you see the production overstep their bounds. You see production's footprints all over this.
Yep.
And it was not real. It was not authentic. Forced. It was fake. If Terry was invited to this meeting, she would say, "This is fake."
Yeah.
Chris getting messy. At first he said he don't want to get into people's business, but certainly
he's assuming his wife's role with the fellas.
Exactly, and
that ain't a good look.
I think Chris saying initially that he gonna concentrate on himself is who he is, and that this introducing Kevin into the equation with the men is something the producers came up with.
Yeah, and then
it doesn't seem to be his personality to do something like that.
Right, and then probably suggesting that Kevin bring those documents and information is also forced as well.
Right. I didn't know brothers like to mind people's business.
Sometimes they do that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you did. Stop playing. Stop playing. Brothers do it just the same as the sisters in some cases, if not more so in many cases.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
hanging
did.
out with you, my brother.
Yeah, you did. Oh.
You didn't see that coming.
Nah. That was one of them jabs that we were referencing earlier. It wasn't an overhand right, but it was a jab.
We like to thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing.
Yep. Do I need some inswell for that jab that I didn't see coming? Inswell?
Thank you for your support. Please send us your comments or two.
I'll see how she do me, man.
And we'll see you in the next minute.
Yeah, see y'all.